Welcome to Nerdsmithing. This channel is for adults and adult collectibles, no one under the age of 13. Now let's get into some unboxings. Welcome all my fellow nerds and geeks. That is right, we have got some stuff. This is going to be pretty much all action figures in this episode. But I did happen to find something that I actually wasn't sure I was going to find, to be honest. These things, when they were announced, were extremely popular. This is actually a second wave of these figures. So basically what it is the NECA Turtles. So you've got they come in sets of 2. And this one is Leonardo and Donatello, Raphael and Michelangelo, and there are 2 other sets that you could also find in this wave. Like I said, this is actually the second wave to come out. So there's 2 foot soldiers together, and there is the most popular one that I think I have been hearing people. I mean, like I said, the Rocksteady and Bebop, they are definitely the most popular set to find. And I found them too. So I definitely was extremely excited to find those. But like I said, these are the second wave. There was another wave that came out where you'd get, they were still 2 packs, but you'd get 1 turtle and 1 other character. I want to say it was like Raph and a foot soldier and Donatello and Shredder. And then, or no, Donatello and Krang and Leonardo and Shredder. And then I forget who the other one came with, but yeah, that was the first that they came out. I did want those, but when I saw these, I was like, I'm kind of up in the air. I do like the way Shredder and Krang look, but I like the idea of having all 4 turtles, so I figured I'd eat those. And when I saw Rocksteady and Bebop, I've seen some unboxings of those, and they are just insane. So I will come back in a minute, and these will all be unboxed. Okay. Welcome back. I know to you guys that was like no time at all, but there were so many ties. There were just so many. It took a really, really long time to get them all out of their package. They're all kind of sitting behind me right now. There are tons of accessories that come with them. You get a couple of the different pizzas. The pizzas don't come out of here, but they have different names on them. This is Vinny's and this is Ninja Pizza. So you get, with each of the turtles, the 2 sets, you'll get a couple. You'll get 1 open of the little walkie-talkie things and closed ones of each of those. The paint details on these are amazing. You also, I want to say this came with the Michelangelo and Raphael, and it is a little, I just forgot what the heck those things are called, but there you go. You do have to be really fragile with these things because they, I did break 1 little piece off of either Rocksteady or Bebop. I want to say it was Bebop, but getting into that, you've got there is so much. So there's the dog. He heard something. So you get some like little paper comic books. And then you also get with them, with Michelangelo and Leonardo, or with the 2 sets of turtles, you get a little cardboard cutout thing of Rocksteady and Bebop. They do have like little, on the back of the paper for that came out of the boxes, they've got, it looks like they're all actually the same, but it's just little scenes. So you could potentially set them up like that. You also will get a little blueprint of the turtle blimp. There's just a ton of stuff. I think this is just a soda can. I first thought it was one of the ooze containers, but I know it didn't look like that in the comic book, or I mean the cartoon. So then getting into each of the figures. So we've got Michelangelo here, and he does have his little, oh come on. He does have some nunchucks. These are really long nunchucks. And it comes with two, but you can pop one off and add this little thing on there. A little spinny thing. So that is pretty cool. I'm not a big reviewer of action figures and stuff, so I'm not going to get too in depth with it. Just say they look really, really, really cool. The movement on them is really good, but it is very, very stiff. So I'll show you each one. It was kind of hard to get all the arms and legs moved, so I'll just go through a quick thing of each one so you can kind of see what they have. So okay, sorry about that. Had a couple things come up. So now we're moving on to Raphael, and they're really cool as far as the details and the way they did the paint on them. They definitely look like the cartoon versions. So we've got Raphael here. He's got a little pizza on his side, and you can just take that off and it just slides right on. I think it looks really cool though, being on. So they did a really good job with the colors on these things. They do look a lot like the cartoon. I can't remember if they, because I know that in the cartoon they were different colors. They each had a different kind of hue of the green to them. In this case, they made them all pretty much the same, and I think they did that because of all the hands and accessories that come with them. So you can just swap the hands around to different ones. So this one, Raphael doesn't have anything where you put his size in, so he just pretty much either has to hold them or you just don't use them. But he'll probably be holding them in the poses that I'll do with them. Like I said, all of these have really stiff joints and stuff. Some of them are almost too stiff, and it almost is a little scary. So then you've got Donatello here. I know that if you get the other sets of these, the first sets that came out, they are a little bit darker of paint on them. They kind of have the same, black lines, that kind of stuff, but they are a darker green, more of a all over a military green. So, and he's got his staff there. The difference with him is that he actually does have something you can put his staff in on the back. So that is kind of cool. I didn't really pop any of their hands off because their hands were all set with the ones that are holding the weapons, which is what I'm probably going to have them displayed with the weapons and stuff. So like I said, they all have movable joints and heads and all that stuff. That's not really, I'm not really reviewing all that joint movements and stuff. They do pretty well and that kind of stuff. I just think they look awesome because they look a lot like the cartoon. So then we've got Leonardo there, and I just put the weapons in their hands. I think he's another one that has the actual, you can put, the swords will fit in here. They are kind of a different style than a lot of the ones you see with him. They look more like a machete almost. It's been a really long time since I've seen the original cartoon, so I don't know if that's kind of how they were in the original cartoon. I know the original toys were just a really basic straight up and down. They didn't really have much of a curve to them. But like I said, I just love the way they did the paint on these things. They just look so freaking cool. So, and as you can see, they've all been standing the whole time without, much movement or much bumping or anything like that. They seem to be working pretty fine. And then you get bunches of different hands with them. So, and the hands just snap right in. So there's, looks like some high five hands, some finger pointing, some more holding hands, looks like for holding the different accessories maybe. And then you get some thumbs up or down, depending on how you're looking at it. So then when you get over to Rocksteady and Bebop, They are they're definitely the highlight of these sets. So they are a little bit bigger, but I mean, just the detail on these guys is really, really cool. Like, they really captured the look of a cartoon on these. You can just see the way they did the lines and the mohawk and the hair. It's really hard to see, but there's a very small piece right here that looks like a little fish hook almost. It has two sides, and I actually broke one of the sides off because they're very brittle, trying to hook this chain underneath it. So you're never going to notice it because that chain just kind of covers, and that chain that is there, it does actually come off when you pull his hand off. So I just put, one of the grabbing hands on there, and then one of the bigger guns. But just all the little details. Oh, you can even put his glasses up on his forehead, which I think he did sometimes in the cartoon. I love his little shoes. Look like Chuck Taylor's. Really, really cool. Just awesome detail. The chains and everything like that all wiggle around. The necklace here does move. Like I said, it's one of those things you want to kind of be careful with, but just the detail. His mouth does kind of move open a little bit. So that is really, really cool. And so you got here. I mean, just the sheer detail of these is just amazing. And his mouth opens a lot more. And this stuff doesn't come off, but it does feel very fragile, like you don't really want to mess with it too much. And then same with like his little grenade here. He's got some more turtle shells, another grenade back here, all kinds of little pockets and stuff. But just the detail, and this is just one of the accessories, is his communicator. And if you look real close in there, you can actually see Shredder. So, and I like that he was holding on to that. Like I said, there's just tons of different accessories. So they actually came with, I mean, they had Roxanne and Bebop, they just had the same two guns. Each character can only hold one gun at a time because of the hands they give you. So you get a couple punching hands. So each character has pretty much the same hands. You get the punchers, the grabbers, and the gun slash communicator. I couldn't think of what it was. Communicator holders. So, and the same. So with him, he just has two extra punching hands, and then some grabbing hands. So, but like I said, the details on these things are just insane. They did such a good job with these. They're gonna look really good. I do have the set of the movie turtles that are the same size, so I'll probably put them with each other. Those ones, they were a lot easier to bend and move and kind of pose, where these ones don't seem like they're going to be super easy to pose. So that is pretty much it for this video. Like I said, I haven't really done many action figure reviews of them actually out of the package, so that's about as good as it's going to get. Showing you guys just I just think they look awesome. They're going to look so great displayed together. So that is it for this episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, you can follow me on Instagram at Nerdsmithing, and as always, don't forget to stay awesome, people.